So yesterday in our last self-hypnosis discovery session we talked about how to regain self-control. In this sentence, regain self-control, there is a strange presupposition. The first one is that you don't have it. And the second one is regain self-control over what? Over who? And if it is over yourself, who is regaining self-control over yourself? Behind this idea of regaining self-control, there is probably this inner conflict between one part of you and the other part that are fighting together, one trying to take control over the other. It's interesting to discover the human needs that drive this behavior over which you want to regain self-control. Maybe a better way to say that would be not to gain or regain self-control, but to make peace between two parts of you. According to Tony Robbins, we have 6 human needs. The first one is the need for certainty, our possibility to gain pleasure and to avoid pain. Security, having a home, finding a job. The second need is the need for uncertainty, which is our need for change, variety, holidays, traveling, surprise. The third need is the need for significance, the need to feel important, to feel unique, to feel considered, that people award you, reward you. Then there is the need of connection. Connection is the need of being with the others, of sharing, of receiving, of being in a relation. Growth is all what is related to learning, knowledge, discovering, growing, evolving in a situation. And the last need is the need for contribution, the need of doing things that are above yourself, above your own interest, for a higher self, giving, receiving, loving. Now that we have seen these human needs, it's interesting to ask yourself, in this situation where you lack self-control, which parts of you are in conflict and what is the need that each part is expressing? So what we did in the self-hypnosis discovery workshop was to separate the two parts that are in conflict inside of you. One part we put in one hand and the other part on the other hand. Generally it's one part that is controlling the other and the other part is the one that wants to take the control over the first one. Then, once this is done, you ask your subconscious to bring a representation for each part. It can be like an archetype, it can be like a character, it can be like a superhero. What character best represents this part that takes control, and what character represents this part that doesn't have the control or that wants to take it? Then you just ask each of these parts, what is their need? What does this part in this situation is expressing as a need by doing what she's doing? Once you have discovered the positive intention from each of these parts, now you are ready to make them negotiate and dialogue together. And probably that now that you have discovered that each one has a positive intention, it's a moment for you to look at them with gratitude, with love, with respect. And now you can start negotiate with them on another way to behave or to change. And the best way to do that is to ask them to negotiate together. So to do that, and this is the last part of this protocol, of this technique, you will find a way to make these two characters meet. And you can do that by bringing your hands close together as the characters meet. Or just imagine that they are climbing on your shoulder or whatever. Just find a way to make these characters meet somewhere in your body. And once they meet, you just observe what's happening there. When they talk together, when they negotiate, when they try to discover each other. And when this is done, and these two parts are like in a common place, then you ask your subconscious to create a new symbol, a symbol of this unity between these two parts, a symbol of this meeting. And this symbol, you're going to put it in your home. Home is the place where these two parts feel they are the most in security, they are the most significant, they are the most connected together. So Jen, Once you have this symbol of this unity between these two parts, just ask your body in which part does this symbol have to go, in which part does he belong, and just put this symbol in this part of your body and imagine it growing inside this part. Now what you have done unconsciously is creating a symbol, is making these parts negotiate together, is probably changing your way of behaving in a situation where you don't have control until now.